In your darkest moments, when you feel utterly alone, I want you to remember something powerful, something true: God is with you. When the world presses in on all sides, when fear whispers in your ear and doubt weighs heavy on your heart, God stands beside you. He is not distant, far removed from your struggles. He is intimately aware of your every step, and He is closer than you can imagine. There is a deep temptation in times of hardship to believe that we've been abandoned, to assume that if life is hard, then God must be far away. But that could not be further from the truth. Pain, suffering, and trials are not signs of His absence. They are often the moments when He is nearest to us. Just as a loving parent watches over a child who is learning to walk, guiding and comforting, so too does God walk with us through the uncertainty of life. He doesn't always shield us from every hardship, but He promises to never leave our side. Consider the profound words found in Scripture: I will never leave you nor forsake you, Hebrews 13:5. These are not just comforting words, but an unshakable promise. When we are lost, He is the one searching for us. When we are broken, He is the one mending us. Even when we are silent, unable to pray or speak, He knows the cries of our hearts. God's presence is not reserved for moments of triumph or peace. It is not contingent upon your strength, your success, or even your faith. He is there in the quiet moments when no one else sees your tears, and in the stillness of your soul, when words cannot express your anguish. He is there in the mundane, the everyday rhythms of life, when it feels as if nothing extraordinary is happening. And He is there in the storm, when your world feels as if it's falling apart. It is easy to forget this truth, to let our circumstances define what we believe about God. When pain is loud, it drowns out the whispers of His love. But even in your pain, God is saying, I am with you. When you can't see the way forward, when your prayers seem unanswered, trust that He is working in ways unseen. God often does His greatest work in the silence and stillness of our waiting. I think of the moments in life when you've been carried, moments you thought you would never survive. Was it not in those times that, upon reflection, you realized God was there all along? His hand guiding you, His voice whispering comfort, His Spirit giving you strength you didn't know you had. It is often in retrospect that we see His presence most clearly. But let us not wait for hindsight to believe in His faithfulness. Let us hold fast to the truth that God is with us now. He is not a passive observer watching from a distance. He is actively involved in the very fabric of your existence, interwoven into your joys and your sorrows. Every breath you take is a testament to His sustaining power, and every moment of your life is held securely in His hands. God's promise to be with us is not a fleeting reassurance, it is an eternal truth. It is woven into the very essence of who He is: Emmanuel, God with us. He has walked the human experience, felt our pain, and carried our burdens. He is not unfamiliar with our struggles, for He has borne them all. So even now, in this moment, God is with you. Whether you feel His presence or not, whether you understand His ways or not, He remains by your side. He is the constant, unchanging source of hope and peace. In the quiet moments of your soul, when everything around you seems to fade into the background, remember that God is not silent. He is with you. He speaks in ways that we often overlook: in the soft rustle of the wind, the gentle warmth of the sun, or the stillness of the night. His voice may not come as a loud, booming sound, but rather as a quiet assurance, a subtle presence that whispers, I am here. It is a remarkable truth, one that we sometimes take for granted. The Creator of the universe, the one who fashioned the stars and set the planets in motion, chooses to be with you. Not because of anything you have done, but simply because He loves you. This love is not conditional, it does not waver, based on your circumstances or your performance. It is steadfast, eternal, and unchanging. His love for you is the anchor in the storm, the light in the darkest valley. There is a particular beauty in knowing that we are not alone, even when everything around us suggests that we are. Loneliness is one of the most painful experiences a human can endure. And yet, even in those moments when you feel isolated from others, God's presence remains. He is not a distant, unapproachable deity. He is a personal, loving God who is near to the brokenhearted, who binds up our wounds, and who never leaves us in our suffering. When the weight of life feels unbearable, when anxiety and fear creep into your heart, it is in these moments that God is closest. The Psalms remind us the Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him. In truth, Psalm 145:18. His nearness is not a distant promise, but a present reality. He is not far off, watching from a distance. He is beside you, carrying you through every trial, every moment of confusion, and every step you take on your journey. It is natural for us to wonder why, if God is with us, we still experience hardship. Why does suffering persist if the Almighty Creator walks by our side? These are questions that have echoed throughout history. But suffering does not negate His presence. In fact, the very existence of pain in our lives often becomes the canvas on which God paints His grace. The trials we face may challenge our faith, but they also provide an opportunity to experience the depth of God's love and the strength of His companionship. Consider for a moment the story of the Israelites wandering in the wilderness. For 40 years they walked through a barren land, uncertain of their future, filled with doubt and fear. Yet God was with them every step of the way. He guided them by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. He provided manna from heaven to sustain them, water from a rock to quench their thirst, and His presence to comfort them. Despite their grumbling, their rebellion, and their lack of faith, He never left them. In much the same way, God is with us in our own wilderness. When we wander, feeling lost and unsure of our direction, He does not abandon us. He walks beside us, guiding us with His Spirit, providing for our needs, and offering us His unfailing love. The wilderness is not a place of abandonment. It is often where we learn to rely on God the most. It is where His presence becomes the most tangible, where His provision becomes our lifeline. God's promise to be with us is not just for the mountaintop experiences, the moments of victory and celebration. It is for the valleys, the low, difficult places of life where we feel broken, confused, and hopeless. It is easy to acknowledge God's presence when things are going well, but it is in the moments of despair that His nearness is truly tested. And yet He remains. He does not turn away from our pain. Instead, He enters into it with us, offering comfort and peace that surpasses understanding. There are countless examples in Scripture of individuals who, in their darkest moments, discovered that God was with them. Take Joseph, for instance, who was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned. Yet throughout his story, we are reminded again and again that the Lord was with Joseph, Genesis 39:2. Even in the pit, even in the prison, God was with him. And because of God's presence, Joseph's circumstances, though painful, were not the end of his story. God was working behind the scenes, preparing a greater purpose for Joseph's life. And consider the life of David, who faced countless battles, betrayals, and heart attacks. Yet through it all, David knew that God was with him. He declared in Psalm 23, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff. They comfort me." David understood that God's presence did not remove the valley, but it transformed the way he walked through it. He could face the shadows without fear because he knew he was not alone. In your own life, the valleys may seem deep, the shadows overwhelming, but like David, you can walk through them without fear. God's presence is your comfort, His love your protection, His guidance your assurance. The valley is not the destination, it is part of the journey, and God is walking with you every step of the way. There is a mystery to God's presence that we will never fully comprehend this side of eternity. His ways are higher than our ways, His thoughts beyond our understanding. And yet He chooses to make Himself known to us in intimate and personal ways. He meets us in the mundane, in the quiet corners of our day, in the moments we least expect. His presence is not something we have to earn or strive for. It is a gift freely given because of His great love for us. And what is perhaps most remarkable is that God is not with us simply as a bystander. He is not merely watching our lives from a distance. He is actively involved in every detail, working all things together for our good. Romans 8:28. He is with us in our joy and in our sorrow, in our triumphs and in our defeats. He rejoices with us when we celebrate and grieves with us when we mourn. His heart is deeply connected to ours, and His love is woven into the very fabric of our being. Even in those moments when you feel abandoned or forgotten, remember that God has not left you. His presence is not based on your feelings, it is based on His unchanging character. He is faithful, even when we are faithless. He is near, even when we cannot sense Him. And He is working, even when we cannot see His hand. The cross is the ultimate reminder that God is with us. In Jesus, we see the fullness of God's love and His commitment to be with us. He did not stay distant from our pain. He entered into it, taking on our suffering, our sin, and our shame. He walked the road of rejection, betrayal, and death, so that we would never have to walk alone. In Jesus, God became Emmanuel, God with us, in the most profound and personal way. And because of the cross, we can be confident that there is no situation too dark, no valley too deep, no storm too violent for God's presence to reach us. He has already gone to the greatest lengths to be with us, and He will not abandon us now. His love is too strong, His grace too deep, His faithfulness too great to ever leave us alone. So in the moments when you feel overwhelmed, when the weight of life presses in on all sides, remember this: God is with you. Not as a distant observer, but as a loving Father, a faithful friend, and a constant companion. He is with you in the fire, in the flood, and in the wilderness. And He will never leave your side. Even when the path before you seems unclear, God is with you. Life is filled with uncertainties, moments when we question what lies ahead. It's easy to become overwhelmed by fear, to let doubt take root in our hearts. We wonder if we'll make the right decisions, if the future will be as we hope. But God has not left us to navigate life's complexities alone. He is with us, guiding each step, even when the road is hidden in shadows. Think of the moments when you felt lost, unsure of which direction to take. Perhaps you stood at a crossroads, wondering which path would lead to peace, which to pain. In these moments, it is natural to feel paralyzed by uncertainty. But remember, God is not just waiting at the destination, He walks the journey with you. His presence is not confined to the end goal. He is with you every step of the way, offering wisdom when you ask for it, strength when you feel weak, and peace when anxiety threatens to overwhelm you. The Bible tells us, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. Notice that we are not called to rely on our own understanding. We do not have to figure everything out on our own. Instead, we are invited to trust that God sees the full picture, trust that He knows what is best for us, trust that He is with us even when we cannot see the way forward. Trusting in God's presence does not mean that we will never face challenges or uncertainty. It does not mean that every decision will be easy or that we will always know what to do. What it does mean is that we do not have to face these challenges alone. God is with us, providing guidance, comfort, and direction, even in the most confusing times. There is a particular beauty in the way God leads us. He doesn't always give us the entire plan up front. He doesn't always show us the entire map, with every twist and turn laid out before us. Instead, He asks us to trust Him for the next step. And when we take that step in faith, trusting that He is with us, He reveals the next step. One step at a time, He guides us forward, and as we walk with Him, we begin to see that His plan for us is good, even when we don't fully understand it. Sometimes God's presence is most powerfully experienced in the waiting. There are seasons in life when we feel like we are standing still, when nothing seems to be moving forward, and we wonder if God is still there. But it is often in these waiting seasons that God does His deepest work in us. Waiting is not wasted time, it is time in which God is shaping us, refining us, and preparing us for what lies ahead. His presence in the waiting is a reminder that we are not forgotten, that His plans for us are still in motion, even when we cannot see them. It can be hard to trust in God's timing when we are eager for answers, when we are desperate for a breakthrough. But remember that God's timing is always perfect. He is never early, and He is never late. He knows exactly what we need and when we need it. And as we wait on Him, we can be confident that He is with us, working all things together for our good, even when we don't understand His ways. Consider the story of Abraham, who waited many years for the promise of a son. God had promised Abraham that he would be the father of many nations, yet the fulfillment of that promise seemed impossible as the years passed. Abraham could have doubted, could have given up hope, but he trusted in God's promise, even when it seemed like nothing was happening. And in the fullness of time, God fulfilled his promise. Abraham's story reminds us that God's delays are not his denials. His presence is with us in the waiting, and his promises are always true. In the moments when you feel like you are in a season of waiting, remember that God is still working. He is with you in the silence, in the stillness, and in the uncertainty. He is not absent, he is present, shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for what lies ahead. The waiting is not wasted. It is an opportunity to draw closer to him, to deepen your trust in his goodness, and to rest in the assurance that he is with you, even when you cannot see the full picture. God's presence is also with us in our relationships with others. There are times when we experience deep hurt or betrayal at the hands of those we trusted, and it can be difficult to believe that God is with us in those moments of relational pain. But even in the midst of heartbreak, God does not abandon us. He is with us, offering healing for our wounds, comfort for our sorrow, and restoration for what has been broken. In relationships, we often encounter situations where we are called to forgive, to extend grace, or to seek reconciliation. These moments can be incredibly difficult, especially when the pain is deep. But God's presence gives us the strength to do what seems impossible. He does not ask us to navigate the complexities of relationships on our own. He is with us, offering wisdom, patience, and the capacity to love, even when it is hard. When we experience the brokenness of relationships, it is easy to close ourselves off, to build walls around our hearts to protect ourselves from future pain. But God calls us to remain open, to keep loving, to keep forgiving, knowing that he is with us in our vulnerability. He understands the pain of betrayal and rejection. Jesus himself was betrayed by those closest to him, yet he continued to love, continued to forgive. His presence in our lives empowers us to do the same, not because it is easy, but because he is with us, giving us the strength to love as he loves. God's presence also brings peace in the midst of chaos. The world around us can often feel overwhelming, filled with noise, distractions, and conflict. We are bombarded with messages that stir up anxiety, fear, and confusion. But in the midst of the world's chaos, God offers us a peace that surpasses all understanding. His presence calms the storm within us, even when the storm outside rages on. When Jesus calmed the storm on the Sea of Galilee, his disciples were amazed at his power. They had been terrified, convinced that they were about to perish in the storm. But Jesus was with them, and with just a word, he brought peace to the chaos. In the same way, God is with us in the storms of life. He may not always calm the external storm immediately, but he brings peace to our hearts, reminding us that we are not alone. This peace is not the absence of conflict or difficulty, but the presence of God in the midst of it. It is a peace that comes from knowing that no matter what happens, God is with us, and he is in control. It is a peace that anchors us, even when the waves crash around us, because we know that we are held by the one who is greater than the storm. God's presence also gives us purpose. There are times when we wonder what our lives are meant for, when we question our significance or the impact we are making. In those moments of doubt, God reminds us that he is with us, and that our lives have meaning because we are his. He has created each of us with a unique purpose, and his presence in our lives gives us the strength and the clarity to live out that purpose. We may not always know the full scope of what God is calling us to do, but we can trust that he is with us, guiding us step by step. He has equipped us with the gifts and talents we need to fulfill the calling he has placed on our lives. And even when we feel inadequate or unprepared, his presence gives us the confidence to move forward, knowing that he is with us, empowering us to accomplish his purposes. In every season of life, whether we are walking through times of joy or sorrow, certainty or confusion, God is with us. His presence is not something we have to earn or strive for. It is a gift, a promise that we can hold on to, no matter what we face. He is with us in our victories and our defeats, in our triumphs and our trials. He is with us in the ordinary moments of our day and in the extraordinary challenges we encounter. His presence is our constant companion, our source of strength, comfort, and peace. In every moment, remember this simple yet profound truth: God is with you. You are never alone. His love surrounds you, His peace fills you, and His presence goes before you. No matter what you face, no matter where you go, you can rest in the assurance that He is with you, now and always. Even when life feels overwhelming, when it seems that the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders, God is with you. He is there in the quiet moments when you feel alone, in the chaos when everything seems to be falling apart, and in the moments when you don't know how to take the next step. His presence is not distant or removed, but intimate and close, like a loving friend who walks beside you, even when the path is dark and uncertain. The beauty of God's presence is that it is not based on our circumstances. It does not waver depending on whether life is going well or whether we are facing challenges. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever, and His promise to be with us never changes. No matter what we are going through, His love and His presence are constant, unwavering, and faithful. There is a deep comfort in knowing that God is with us, even when we are at our weakest. We often feel that we need to be strong, to hold everything together, to figure things out on our own. But the truth is, God does not expect us to carry the weight of the world on our own shoulders. He invites us to lean on Him, to find our strength in His presence, to trust that He is holding us, even when we feel like we are falling apart. In the Psalms, David often cries out to God in moments of distress, yet he always returns to the truth that God is with him. In Psalm 23, David declares, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me." Notice that David doesn't say he will never walk through dark valleys. He acknowledges that there will be times of hardship, times when the way forward seems unclear, and yet he is confident that he has nothing to fear. Why? Because God is with him. This is the promise that we can hold on to in our own lives. We may not be able to avoid the valleys, the difficulties, or the challenges, but we can walk through them with confidence because God is with us. His presence is our refuge, our safe place, the assurance that we are not alone, no matter what we face. God's presence is also a source of hope. In the moments when life feels heavy, when we are burdened by sorrow or weighed down by uncertainty, we can find hope in the knowledge that God is with us. His presence is a reminder that we are never without hope because He is always at work, even when we cannot see it. He is always moving on our behalf, orchestrating things for our good and bringing beauty out of the ashes. Hope is not just a wishful thinking or an optimistic outlook. It is a deep, abiding trust in God's goodness and His faithfulness. It is the belief that because God is with us, we have nothing to fear. It is the assurance that even in the darkest moments, there is a light that cannot be extinguished because it comes from the one who is the light of the world. When we feel hopeless, when life feels overwhelming, God invites us to rest in His presence. He calls us to stop striving, to cease our anxious efforts to control or fix everything, and to simply be with Him. In His presence, we find rest for our souls. In His presence, we are reminded that we do not have to have all the answers because He is the answer. We do not have to have everything figured out because He knows the way, and He is with us on the journey. Sometimes it can be hard to sense God's presence, especially when we are going through difficult times. It can feel as though God is far away, as though He has abandoned us. But the truth is, God never leaves us. Even when we cannot feel Him, even when we cannot see what He is doing, He is still there. His presence is not dependent on our ability to perceive it. It is a reality that remains true, regardless of our feelings. In those moments when it feels like God is distant, we are called to trust in His character, to trust that He is faithful, even when we cannot see how He is working. We are called to remember that His presence is not something we earn or achieve. It is a gift that He freely gives to us, simply because He loves us. It is in these moments of feeling distant from God that we are invited to draw near to Him in faith. James 4:8 tells us, "Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you." This is a beautiful promise. one that reminds us that God is always ready to meet us where we are. He is always ready to draw near to us, to comfort us, to guide us, and to remind us that we are never alone. Drawing near to God can look different for each of us. For some, it may mean spending time in prayer, pouring out our hearts to Him and asking for His help. For others, it may mean immersing ourselves in His Word, allowing His truth to speak to the deepest parts of our souls. For still others, it may mean simply sitting in silence, resting in the knowledge that God is with us, even when we have no words to say. However we choose to draw near to God, the important thing is that we do it. We don't have to wait until we have everything figured out, or until we feel like we are in a good place spiritually. God invites us to come to Him as we are, with all of our fears, doubts, and struggles, and to trust that He will meet us there. The beauty of God's presence is that it transforms us. When we spend time with Him, when we rest in His presence, we are changed. Our perspective shifts, our hearts are softened, and we begin to see the world through His eyes. We are reminded of His love for us, of His grace that is always sufficient, and of His power that is made perfect in our weakness. God's presence also gives us courage. In the moments when we are called to step out in faith, to take risks, or to face challenges, we can do so with confidence, because we know that God is with us. We do not have to rely on our own strength or our own abilities. We can rely on His strength and His presence, knowing that He is with us every step of the way. When God calls us to something, He does not abandon us to figure it out on our own. He goes before us, preparing the way, and He walks beside us, offering guidance and support. He empowers us to do what we could never do on our own, giving us the courage to face our fears and the strength to persevere. This courage is not a product of self-confidence or human determination. It is a gift from God, born out of our trust in His presence. It is the courage that comes from knowing that we are never alone, that we are loved by a God who is always with us, and that He will never leave us or forsake us. In moments of great difficulty, when fear threatens to overwhelm us, God's presence is a source of peace and strength. It is the assurance that no matter what happens, we are held in His loving hands. Even when the outcome is uncertain, even when the future is unclear, we can face it with courage because we know that God is with us. God's presence is also a source of joy. In the midst of life's challenges, it can be easy to lose sight of the joy that comes from being in relationship with God. But His presence fills our hearts with joy, even in the midst of trials. It is a joy that is not dependent on our circumstances, but on the unchanging truth that we are loved by a God who is with us. This joy is not a fleeting emotion or a temporary feeling of happiness. It is a deep, abiding sense of contentment and peace that comes from knowing that we are never alone. It is the joy that comes from knowing that no matter what happens, we are loved by a God who is with us and who will never leave us. God's presence is a constant reminder that we are never alone. In every moment of our lives, He is with us, guiding us, comforting us, and giving us the strength we need to face whatever comes our way. His presence is a gift, a promise, and a source of hope, courage, and joy. And it is a reminder that no matter what we face, we are never alone. God is with us now and always. The reality that God is with us is far more than a comforting thought. It is the foundation upon which we build our entire spiritual existence. In a world where so many things seem transient, where circumstances change in an instant, where relationships ebb and flow, and where our own emotions can feel like a whirlwind, there is a deep reassurance in knowing that God's presence is constant. It does not falter or shift with the changing tides of our lives. Instead, it remains steady, a solid rock upon which we can anchor ourselves. This is not a distant presence, one that watches from afar, but a close and intimate one. God is not simply near us, He is with us, beside us, and within us. To grasp the fullness of this truth, we must allow it to penetrate beyond the surface of our understanding and let it reach into the deepest places of our hearts. We live in a world that values self-sufficiency, independence, and the ability to control our circumstances. We are often taught to believe that our strength lies in our ability to manage everything on our own, to solve our own problems, and to find our own way. But this mindset can only take us so far. There comes a point in all of our lives when we are faced with situations that are beyond our control, times when our own strength, wisdom, and understanding are not enough. It is in these moments that the truth of God's presence becomes our lifeline. Consider the moments in your own life when you have felt overwhelmed, when the weight of your circumstances seemed too heavy to bear, or when you were uncertain of how to move forward. In those moments, the knowledge that God is with you can be the difference between despair and hope. It reminds you that you do not have to face life's challenges alone. You do not have to carry the burden of your worries, fears, or doubts by yourself. God is with you, walking alongside you, bearing the load with you. This truth does not necessarily remove the difficulties we face, but it transforms the way we experience them. It gives us the courage to persevere, the strength to endure, and the hope to believe that we will emerge from the storm on the other side. When we embrace the reality that God is with us, we begin to see our circumstances through a different lens. No longer are we left to navigate the trials of life with a sense of helplessness or isolation. Instead, we can approach them with the confidence that we are never alone. This is not just wishful thinking or a comforting notion to help us sleep at night. It is a foundational truth that has been echoed throughout the ages in the lives of countless men and women of faith. From the Israelites wandering in the wilderness to the early Christians facing persecution, the message has remained the same: God is with us. He goes before us, walks beside us, and remains behind us, protecting us on all sides. Even when we cannot feel His presence, it is still there. Our human senses are limited, and there are times when God's presence feels distant or hidden from us. But this does not mean He has abandoned us. In fact, some of the most profound moments of God's presence come in the times when we feel He is furthest away. It is often in the quiet, in the stillness, in the waiting, that we come to realize how deeply God is at work in our lives, even when we cannot see it. His presence is not dependent on our ability to perceive it. It is a constant, unwavering reality, and it requires us to trust in something greater than our own understanding. This trust can be difficult, especially in moments of deep pain or confusion. When life takes unexpected turns, when we face loss, disappointment, or heartache, it can feel as though God has left us to fend for ourselves. But Scripture reminds us time and again that God never abandons His children. In the book of Psalms, David cries out in his distress, yet he continually returns to the truth that God is his refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. This is not the response of someone who has never experienced hardship. It is the response of someone who has known both the highs and the lows of life and has found that, through it all, God is faithful. God's presence is not something we earn or achieve. It is a gift freely given. This is perhaps one of the most beautiful aspects of our relationship with God. He does not withhold His presence based on our performance, our faithfulness, or our ability to maintain a perfect life. God is with us not because we are deserving, but because He is loving. His presence is a reflection of His character, not our worthiness. This means that even in our moments of failure, in our doubts, in our struggles, God remains with us. His love is steadfast, and His commitment to us is unwavering. One of the profound implications of God's presence with us is that it transforms how we relate to others. When we are deeply rooted in the assurance that God is with us, it frees us from the need to seek validation or approval from the world around us. We no longer need to rely on the opinions or acceptance of others to feel secure in who we are. God's presence reminds us that we are already fully known and fully loved. This gives us the freedom to extend love, grace, and compassion to those around us without fear or reservation. We can live out our faith boldly, knowing that we are supported by a power far greater than anything this world can offer. Furthermore, God's presence calls us to action. It is not something we are meant to hoard or keep to ourselves. When we recognize that God is with us, we are compelled to share that truth with others. We are called to be vessels of His love, to bring His presence into the lives of those who are hurting, lost, or in need. This does not always require grand gestures or extraordinary acts. Often, it is in the small, quiet moments of kindness, compassion, and service that we reflect the presence of God to the world. When we offer a listening ear, a helping hand, or a word of encouragement, we become conduits of God's love and presence in the lives of others. The knowledge that God is with us also gives us hope for the future. No matter what challenges lie ahead, no matter what uncertainties we may face, we can move forward with confidence because we know that we are not walking into the unknown alone. God goes before us, preparing the way, and He will be with us in every step we take. This assurance allows us to live with boldness, to take risks in faith, and to pursue the calling that God has placed on our lives without fear of failure. Even when we stumble or fall, God's presence lifts us up and sets us back on the path He has laid before us. In times of trial, we often seek comfort in the idea that everything happens for a reason, but the deeper comfort lies not in understanding the reasons behind our struggles, but in knowing that we are not alone in them. God's presence with us means that we do not have to understand all the answers. We do not have to make sense of every situation. Instead, we can rest in the knowledge that God is in control, and that His presence is enough to carry us through whatever comes our way. The reality that God is with us changes everything. It transforms our perspective, our relationships, our actions, and our hope for the future. It is a truth that sustains us in the darkest of times and fills us with joy in the brightest moments of life. God is with us, and because of that, we can face whatever comes with courage, peace, and the unwavering assurance that we are never alone. This truth, this reality, is what carries us forward, no matter what the journey ahead holds. The message that God is with us is one of the most profound and comforting truths we can ever embrace. It serves as a foundation for hope, strength, and peace in every circumstance of life. When we are faced with uncertainty, hardship, or even moments of joy and triumph, knowing that God is ever present can shift our entire perspective. It changes the way we experience the highs and lows, the mundane and the extraordinary, and even the moments where we feel lost or unsure of where we stand. To say that God is with us is not a mere statement of religious doctrine. It is an invitation to live a life of deep, abiding trust. It calls us to let go of the anxieties that come from trying to control everything and to place our confidence in the one who holds all things together. There is a tremendous freedom that comes from realizing we are not alone in the battles we face. We are not left to navigate the complexities of life on our own, nor are we left to wonder whether we are truly seen or understood. God is with us, and because of that, we can breathe a little easier, even in the most difficult of circumstances. In a world that often feels fragmented, where relationships can be fragile, and where we sometimes feel disconnected from others or even from ourselves, the presence of God reminds us that there is an unshakable connection that remains. No matter how isolated or abandoned we may feel, the truth is that God's presence never leaves us. This connection is not something we have to earn or chase after. It is a gift, a grace freely given, born out of God's unrelenting love for us. Whether we are aware of it or not, His presence envelops us, guides us, and sustains us, providing a steady undercurrent of love and care that flows through every moment of our lives. In our darkest moments, the knowledge of God's presence can be the light that keeps us going. When despair knocks at our door, when grief seems too heavy to bear, or when fear threatens to paralyze us, we can take refuge in the truth that we are not alone. The God who created the universe, who holds the stars in place, is also the God who walks beside us, who knows our pain intimately, and who promises to be our source of comfort and strength. He is not a distant deity watching from afar, but a loving Father who enters into our pain and walks with us through it. What's more, God's presence is not just with us in our suffering, it is with us in our joy, in our celebrations, and in the moments of quiet contentment. Sometimes we think of God as being closest to us only when we are in need, but His presence permeates every aspect of our lives, the good and the bad. He rejoices with us in our victories and accomplishments, in the beauty of a new day, in the simple pleasures of life. His presence is there in the laughter of friends, in the comfort of a warm home, and in the quiet peace that comes from a heart at rest. Knowing that God is with us transforms how we experience these moments. It deepens our gratitude, enriches our joy, and gives us the profound sense that every moment of our lives is filled with divine purpose. We are often tempted to rely on our own strength, to push forward in life with a sense of independence or self-sufficiency. The world teaches us that success comes from within ourselves, that we must be our own source of strength, courage, and determination. But the presence of God invites us to a different way of living. It reminds us that we were never meant to carry the weight of life on our own. We were never meant to bear our burdens in isolation or to navigate the twists and turns of life relying solely on our own understanding. God's presence is a reminder that we are held by something far greater than ourselves, that we can release our need for control, and that in doing so we find true freedom and peace. Trusting in God's presence is not always easy. There are times when He feels distant, when we can't sense His nearness, and when we wonder if He has abandoned us. But faith calls us to trust in what we cannot see, to believe that God is with us even when our feelings tell us otherwise. It's in these moments that we are invited to lean not on our own understanding, but on the promises of God. His word is full of reminders that He will never leave us or forsake us, that He is with us always, even to the end of the age. These promises are not empty words, they are the very foundation of our hope. In the Old Testament, the Israelites were constantly reminded of God's presence as they journeyed through the wilderness. They were led by a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, visible signs of God's presence with them. Today we may not have such physical manifestations, but we have the assurance of God's Spirit dwelling within us. Through the Holy Spirit, God's presence is not just near us, it is within us, guiding, comforting, and empowering us. This reality should transform the way we approach every situation in life. Whether we are facing a challenge at work, a conflict in a relationship, or a decision about our future, we can do so with the confidence that God is with us, providing the wisdom and strength we need. It is also important to remember that God's presence is not just for our personal comfort and well-being. It calls us to action, to live lives that reflect His love and His goodness in the world. Knowing that God is with us should inspire us to be courageous in our faith, to step out in love and service to others, knowing that we are not doing it alone. When we are called to speak up for justice, to offer compassion to the hurting, or to extend forgiveness to those who have wronged us, we can do so with the confidence that God's presence goes before us and empowers us to do what we could not do on our own. The presence of God is also a source of unity. In a world divided by differences, whether they be political, cultural, or social, God's presence reminds us that we are all connected by something greater than ourselves. When we are aware of God's presence with us, we can begin to see His image in others, even in those with whom we disagree or with whom we have little in common. This awareness of God's presence should move us toward greater compassion, greater understanding, and greater efforts toward reconciliation. It should lead us to be peacemakers, bridge builders, and agents of healing in a broken world. The truth that God is with us gives us an unshakable foundation for life. No matter what storms may come, no matter what trials we may face, we can stand firm in the knowledge that we are not alone. We are loved by a God who is with us, who knows us by name, and who walks with us every step of the way. This truth should give us great peace, great courage, and great hope as we navigate the complexities of life. In the end, the presence of God is the greatest gift we could ever receive. It is the assurance that we are never alone, the source of our strength, and the foundation of our hope. It is the invitation to live lives of deep trust, to let go of our anxieties, and to embrace the freedom that comes from knowing that we are held by a love that will never let us go. God is with us now and always, and that is enough. If I could persuade you tonight to believe what I hope to share, your entire world would transform. When you hear the words God, Jehovah, Lord, Jesus, or Christ, you likely think of something or someone outside yourself, someone greater, someone you might worship. My purpose tonight is to show you that God and the I within you are one. When you say I am, that is the God spoken of in Scripture. Though you may feel limited, wondering how this could be when God created and sustains the universe, and here you are with a life that seems fleeting 70 years, as they say, let's turn to Scripture for insight. In the 16th chapter of Matthew, Jesus asks His disciples, "Who do men say that the Son of Man is?" They respond, "Some say John the Baptist, others Elijah, Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. Then he asks, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter answers, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." Jesus tells him, "Blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father who is in heaven." Here Jesus equates the Son of Man with the eye of man, not the physical eye that sees, but the awareness, the consciousness of being, the imagination. This is the Christ, the power and wisdom of God. When you recognize that your I am is the Christ, you realize that the power of God is within you. Many don't realize this power, so they fail to use it. Tonight I urge you to understand that when you say I before any other word follows, that I is the power and wisdom of God. You are inseparable from this divine force. Ultimately you will say, I and my Father are one, for the Son of God is within you. We are called to test this truth. Can you test it? I encourage you to try. Before this you may have believed yourself to be a mere mortal, moving through life with no certainty beyond death. But I tell you now, you are God. Your consciousness, your imagination, is the God of Scripture. There is no other. Though you are imprisoned in these bodies, you are here for a purpose. Scripture also tells us in John 3:13 that no one has ascended into heaven except he who descended from heaven, the Son of Man. This means you are a pre-existing being who descended into the world of death, but you will ascend again. The 14th verse of John says, "As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up." This is symbolic. But it is also true. You descended into this world of limitation and will ascend, rising like a fiery serpent, returning to the harmony of heaven. In time you will shed these limitations and ascend, retaining the wisdom and experience gained in this life. When you ascend, you will realize that heaven is within you. You are a powerful, fiery being, wise beyond measure. Your descent into this world was not due to a mistake, but was part of a divine plan to overcome death and decay. If you knew who you truly were while playing this role, you wouldn't fully experience it. Like an actor immersed in a part, you must forget your true self to play it convincingly. But in this divine drama, there is no removing the costume. You live out your days fully immersed in the role. However, the I within you is the God of Scripture. Test this, put it to the test. Before you do, understand this: all things here are but shadows of eternal realities. When you say I am before you, add your name or any other label, you are declaring your being, your very essence. That essence is God. What will you affirm as possible for yourself? Whatever you declare and remain faithful to will harden into reality. This is how prayer truly works. You don't pray to an external God, you affirm your own creative power from within. Everything in creation emerges from this awareness. As you awaken to this truth, you realize that your I is God. So tonight, test it. You are called to test it. Scripture asks us to examine ourselves, to see if we realize that Christ is within us, unless we fail the test. Hold to the faith that your own I am is God, and see what happens. In the stillness of your mind, when all the external distractions fade away, there is a voice, an inner voice, a divine essence that echoes deep within you. This voice is not merely a figment of imagination, it is the I am, the purest form of your existence. It's the power of creation within you, the voice of the Creator expressing itself through you. This I am is not bound by the limitations of your outer world. It knows no lack, no boundaries, no restrictions. It is infinite, and its potential is limitless. You have access to this infinite power at any given moment. The key is to understand how to use it, how to align with it, and how to ask it for what you want in life. When you understand that I am is the ultimate creative force, you begin to realize that everything you desire is within your reach. You are not separate from the Creator, and therefore you are not separate from creation. The I am is the doorway through which you manifest all your desires. The first step is knowing that the I am is within you. It is the foundation of your being. Whatever follows I am is what you create, and you must be careful in your declarations. When you say I am tired, you create tiredness. When you say I am successful, you create success. The I am is like fertile soil. Whatever seed you plant, it will grow. The question is, Are you planting seeds of abundance, joy, and love? Or are you planting seeds of doubt, fear, and lack? To ask the I Am to get anything you want in life, you must begin with a deep sense of awareness. Become conscious of your thoughts, your words, and your beliefs. Understand that they are not just fleeting moments in time, they are the building blocks of your reality. The I Am listens to you even when you are not speaking out loud. It responds to the energy of your thoughts and feelings. So if you want to manifest something, you must align your inner world with that desire. You must feel as though it is already yours. This is the essence of faith, believing in the unseen. When you close your eyes and imagine your desire as if it were already fulfilled, you are engaging the power of I Am. You are telling the universe, this is who I am, this is what I have, this is what I experience. And the universe, being the mirror that it is, reflects back to you the very thing you have claimed. The more vividly you can imagine your desire, the more quickly it will manifest. The imagination is the workshop of the I Am. It is through your imagination that you communicate with this divine force. So take time each day to enter into the silence. Close your eyes and visualize your desires in great detail. But visualization alone is not enough. You must also feel the emotion of having already received your desire. The I Am responds to feeling more than it responds to mere words. Words without feeling are empty. They have no power. But when you combine your words with the feeling of certainty, of joy, of gratitude, the I Am responds instantly. It begins to rearrange circumstances, events, and people in your life to bring about the manifestation of your desire. Gratitude is a powerful way to activate the I Am within you. When you are grateful for what you have, you create more of it. When you are grateful for what you desire, even before it has appeared in your life, you accelerate its manifestation. The I Am does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. To it, everything is real. So when you give thanks for your desire, as if it were already yours, you are telling the I Am that it is already done. And the I Am will make it so. You must also practice patience. The I Am works in divine timing, not human timing. Sometimes what you desire takes time to manifest because there are things in your life that need to be rearranged. Trust that the I Am knows the perfect time and the perfect way to bring your desire into your life. Do not be discouraged if it does not happen immediately. Keep your faith strong and continue to align yourself with your desire. The I Am is always working on your behalf, even when you cannot see it. Doubt and fear are the enemies of manifestation. They are like weeds that choke the growth of your desires. When you doubt, you are telling the I Am that you do not believe in its power. You are cutting off the flow of creative energy. When you fear, you are focusing on what you do not want, and the I Am will bring you more of what you fear. So guard your thoughts carefully. Whenever doubt or fear arises, remind yourself of the power within you. Affirm your faith in the I Am. Say to yourself, I am the creator of my reality. I am one with the divine. I am capable of manifesting all that I desire. Speak these words with conviction, and you will feel the doubt and fear begin to fade away. As you continue to ask the I Am for what you want, you will notice changes in your life. Some of these changes may be subtle, while others may be dramatic. People may come into your life who can help you achieve your desires. Opportunities may present themselves that you had not considered before. Circumstances may shift in ways that seem coincidental but are, in fact, the direct result of your alignment with the I Am. Pay attention to these signs. They are the universe's way of guiding you toward the fulfillment of your desire. It is also important to remember that the I Am will only bring you what is in alignment with your highest good. Sometimes we ask for things that are not truly what we need, or that may even be harmful to us in the long run. The I Am knows what is best for you, even when you do not. So trust in the process. If something you desire does not manifest, it is because the I Am is guiding you towards something better. Have faith that everything is working out in your favor, even when it seems otherwise. Asking the I Am for what you want in life is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice. Every day you must align yourself with the power of the I Am. Every day you must remind yourself of who you truly are, a divine being with the power to create your reality. This is not just a spiritual concept, it is a truth that you can experience in your everyday life. The more you practice, the more you will see the results. You will begin to manifest your desires more easily and more quickly. You will feel a deeper sense of connection to the divine within you. You will realize that there is nothing you cannot achieve when you are in alignment with the I Am. Your words, thoughts, and emotions are the tools you use to communicate with the I Am. Use them wisely. Speak words of power, words of faith, words of gratitude. Think thoughts of abundance, joy, and love. Feel the emotions of having already received your desire, and most importantly, trust in the process. The I Am is always working on your behalf. It is always responding to your requests. Even when you cannot see the results immediately, know that they are on their way. You are a powerful creator, and the I Am within you is the source of that power. There is nothing you cannot achieve when you align yourself with this divine force. So ask, believe, and receive. Trust in the power of I Am and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. You have the ability to create the life of your dreams. All you have to do is ask the I Am, believe that it is already yours, and receive it with gratitude and joy. The power of I Am is truly the essence of creation, the force behind every manifestation in your life. As you deepen your understanding of this divine principle, you will realize that every thought you think, every word you speak, and every emotion you feel is shaping your reality. It is not just about asking for what you want, but about embodying the essence of that which you desire. When you say I Am, you are not merely making a statement, you are declaring a truth about yourself that will materialize in your outer world. To truly master the art of asking the I Am for what you want, you must learn to live as if your desires are already fulfilled. This is the key to unlocking the creative power within you. The I Am responds to the feeling of already having what you want, not to the desperation of wanting it. Wanting something implies that you are lacking it, and the I Am will mirror that lack back to you. But when you live as though your desire is already yours, when you feel the joy, the gratitude, and the satisfaction of having it, the I Am will bring it into your experience. This is why the practice of imagination is so powerful. When you engage your imagination, you are not just daydreaming, you are creating. The images you hold in your mind are the blueprint for your reality, and the I Am takes these images and brings them to life. But imagination must be coupled with belief. You must believe that what you imagine is not only possible but inevitable. You must believe that the I Am within you is capable of bringing your desires into fruition, regardless of the circumstances in your outer world. Many people struggle with belief because they are conditioned to rely on their physical senses. They look at their current circumstances and see lack, struggle, or limitation, and they allow these appearances to dictate their belief. But the physical world is not the true reality. It is merely a reflection of your past thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. If you continue to focus on what you see in the physical world, you will continue to create more of the same. But when you shift your focus to the unseen, to the infinite possibilities that exist within the I Am, you open yourself up to a new reality. The I Am is not bound by the limitations of time or space. It is not constrained by the laws of the physical world. It operates in the realm of the infinite, where all things are possible. When you ask the I Am for what you want, you are not asking for something that is outside of you. You are asking for something that is already within you, waiting to be brought into your experience. The moment you declare I Am, you have already set the creative process in motion. But this process requires trust. You must trust that the I Am is working on your behalf, even when you cannot see immediate results. This is where many people falter. They plant the seed of their desire, but when they do not see it sprout right away, they begin to doubt. They start to question whether their desire will ever manifest, and in doing so, they uproot the seed before it has a chance to grow. The I Am requires faith, unwavering faith, in its ability to bring forth your desires. Faith is not just a passive belief, it is an active knowing. It is the deep inner conviction that what you have asked for is already yours. When you have faith, you no longer question or doubt. You no longer look to the outside world for validation. Instead, you rest in the knowing that the I Am is always working in perfect timing, bringing your desires to you in the best possible way. This is the true essence of asking the I Am for what you want, knowing that it is already done, even before you see the evidence of it in your outer world. As you practice this, you will begin to notice a shift in your life. You will start to see synchronicities, signs, and opportunities that align with your desires. These are not coincidences, they are the result of the I Am aligning the universe to bring your desires into your reality. Pay attention to these signs and act on them when they appear. The I Am works through people, circumstances, and events to bring about the fulfillment of your desires, but you must be willing to recognize and receive these gifts when they come. Receiving is an important part of the manifestation process. Many people ask for what they want, but when it arrives, they are not open to receiving it. They doubt their worthiness, or they second guess whether it is really what they wanted. To fully receive what the I Am is giving you, you must cultivate a sense of worthiness. You must know deep within yourself that you are deserving of all the good that life has to offer. The I Am does not withhold anything from you, but if you believe that you are unworthy or undeserving, you will block the flow of your desires. Worthiness is not something you earn, it is something you recognize. You are already worthy because you are a divine being, created in the image of the Creator. The I Am within you is the same I Am that created the universe. There is no separation between you and the divine. When you truly understand this, you will stop questioning your worthiness and start receiving all that the I Am has to offer. Another key to asking the I Am for what you want is detachment. Detachment does not mean that you stop caring about your desires, it means that you release the need to control how and when they will manifest. When you are attached to a specific outcome or timeline, you create resistance. You are telling the I Am that you do not trust its ability to bring you what you want in the best possible way. Detachment is about surrendering to the wisdom of the I Am and allowing it to work its magic in your life. Surrender is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. It is the recognition that there is a higher intelligence at work in your life, and that this intelligence knows what is best for you. When you surrender to the I Am, you release the need to force or manipulate circumstances. You stop trying to make things happen and instead allow things to unfold naturally. This is when the most miraculous manifestations occur, when you are in a state of flow, trusting in the process and allowing the I Am to bring you what you want in the perfect way and at the perfect time. As you continue to ask the I Am for what you want, you will begin to notice a transformation not only in your outer world but also in your inner world. You will feel more aligned with your true self, more connected to the divine, and more at peace with your life. The more you practice this, the more you will realize that you do not need to struggle or strive to get what you want. The I Am is always working on your behalf, and when you align with this truth, life becomes effortless. The I Am is your constant companion, your guide, and your source of power. It is always listening to you, always responding to you, and always ready to give you what you want. All you have to do is ask, believe, and receive. And as you do, you will see the evidence of this divine power in every aspect of your life. You will realize that you are the creator of your reality, and that the I Am within you is the key to manifesting all that you desire. So take a moment each day to connect with the I Am within you. Speak words of power, words of faith, words of gratitude. Feel the emotions of having already received your desire, and most importantly, trust in the process. The I Am is always working on your behalf, always bringing your desires to you in the best possible way. As you align yourself with this divine force, you will experience a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment beyond your wildest dreams. You have the power within you to create anything you want, and the I Am is the key to unlocking that power. Ask, believe, and receive, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. When you ask the I Am for anything in life, you must also understand that the real magic lies in persistence and patience. The act of asking is not a one-time affair, it is a continual, ongoing practice. Each day you have the opportunity to reinforce your desires, not through desperation or need, but through steady faith and alignment with the truth of your being. Every moment you spend affirming your desires through the words I Am is a moment where you are aligning yourself with the creative force of the universe. You are cultivating the energy that brings your desires into form. The truth is, the more you focus on who you are becoming, the easier it is to align with what you want. Every time you declare I am, you are consciously shaping your future self, and this self is what draws everything toward you. It's important to remain steadfast in your declarations, even when the physical world appears unchanged. Often the most profound shifts occur beneath the surface, in the unseen realms of consciousness, long before they materialize in the external world. It's in this period of apparent inactivity that many people lose faith and give up, not realizing how close they are to their manifestation. But if you can hold on to the feeling of your desire being already fulfilled, trusting the I am, to bring it to fruition, you will soon witness the tangible results. Patience is an essential part of this journey. Just like a seed planted in the ground requires time to grow, your desires require time to bloom. Imagine that your desires are seeds planted in the fertile soil of your mind. Once the seed is planted, once you declare I am, it is only a matter of time before it takes root and begins to grow. But if you dig up the seed every time you don't see immediate results, you sabotage the process. Patience is about allowing the natural flow of the universe to bring you what you want, in its perfect time and form. This patience is not passive. It's an active state of mind, one that trusts the process while continuing to nurture the seeds of your desires. Every day, affirm your desires by feeling as though they are already realized. Every time you feel doubt or fear creeping in, counter it with the truth of your I am. Do not let outside circumstances or temporary setbacks deter you. Understand that these are simply part of the unfolding process. The more you persist in the face of adversity, the more you strengthen your connection to the I am, and the more you align with the reality you wish to create. In addition to patience, gratitude plays a significant role in this process. Gratitude is a powerful force that amplifies the energy of creation. When you express gratitude for what you have, you are acknowledging the abundance that already exists in your life, and this opens the door for more abundance to flow to you. But beyond that, expressing gratitude for the things you desire, even before they have manifested, sends a powerful message to the I am. It says that you trust the process so fully that you are already grateful for the outcome, even though it has not yet appeared in your physical reality. Gratitude shifts your energy from a state of lack to a state of abundance. It allows you to focus on what is going well, on what you are receiving, rather than on what you perceive to be missing. This shift in focus is crucial because the I am responds to the energy of abundance, not the energy of lack. When you operate from a place of gratitude, you are essentially telling the universe, I already have everything I need, and the universe, in turn, brings you more of what you are grateful for. One of the most profound practices you can adopt in this journey is the act of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This means that instead of waiting for your desires to manifest before you allow yourself to feel joy, satisfaction, or love, you cultivate those feelings now. When you assume the feeling of your desire already being fulfilled, you are aligning yourself with that reality, and the I am will respond by bringing it into your experience. This is not about pretending or forcing yourself to feel something that isn't real. It's about tapping into the truth that exists within you. Every feeling, every emotion is already present within you. That you don't need external circumstances to dictate how you feel. You can choose in this moment to feel the joy, the peace, the love that you desire, and in doing so, you are activating the power of the I am to bring those feelings into your outer world. The external world is merely a reflection of your inner state. So when you cultivate the inner feeling of your desires already being fulfilled, the external world will naturally follow suit. One of the most common pitfalls people encounter is the tendency to look outside of themselves for validation. They look to other people, to circumstances, to signs, hoping to see evidence that their desires are coming true. But this external focus only serves to delay the manifestation process. The I am operates from within. The more you focus on your inner state, on the feeling of having already received what you want, the faster the outer world will align with that reality. Looking outside of yourself for confirmation only perpetuates the illusion that your desires are separate from you. Remember that the I am is your direct connection to the divine. It is the creative force within you, the same force that created the universe. When you declare I am, you are tapping into the infinite power that exists within you. There is nothing you cannot create, nothing you cannot experience when you align yourself with this power. But this alignment requires discipline. It requires a daily commitment to live in the truth of your desires, to speak words of power, and to cultivate the feelings of joy, peace, and abundance that you wish to experience. This is not about waiting for something outside of you to change, it's about changing your inner state to match the reality you wish to create. The outer world will always reflect your inner state. So if you want to see changes in your life, you must first change the way you think, feel, and speak. The I Am is always listening, always responding, and always ready to bring you what you want. But it can only do so when you are in alignment with the truth of your being. As you continue to practice this, you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your life. Opportunities will appear seemingly out of nowhere. People will show up to help you, and circumstances will unfold in your favor. These are all signs that the I Am is working on your behalf. But remember, these are just the beginning. The true power of the I Am goes far beyond what you can see with your physical eyes. The more you trust in this power, the more you will experience its infinite potential. It is important to stay consistent in your practice. Just as you wouldn't expect a garden to grow without regular care and attention, you cannot expect your desires to manifest without consistent focus and alignment. Every day, take time to affirm your desires, to speak words of power, and to feel the emotions of already having what you want. This is not about forcing or striving, it's about aligning with the truth of your being and allowing the I Am to do the work. Remember that the I Am is always present, always available to you. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to ask for what you want. The perfect moment is now. Every moment is an opportunity to align with the creative power within you and to declare the reality you wish to experience. So ask, believe, and receive, knowing that the I Am is always working on your behalf. Trust in the process, remain patient, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. In conclusion, the power of I Am is an ever-present force within you, waiting to be activated by your thoughts, feelings, and words. When you align with this creative power, speak with conviction, and feel as though your desires are already realized, you become the architect of your reality. The key lies in persistence, patience, gratitude, and unwavering faith in the unseen. Trust the process, remain steadfast in your belief, and allow the I Am to work in its perfect timing. What you seek is already within you, and through this practice you will unlock the limitless potential of your life. I believe that everyone here would agree with the statement from Scripture with God. All things are possible. You wouldn't be here if you didn't believe in God, the God who makes all things possible. However, we often separate ourselves from God, thinking of Him as distant. My aim tonight is to show you that we are not separate from God, but one with Him. God became man so that man could become like God. Let's turn to the Gospel of John, where we read that the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. But a more accurate translation of the original Greek would say that the Word dwelt within us. The creative power and wisdom of God didn't come upon just one man instead. It dwells in all of us. This creative Word, the same power that created the universe, is within us. With God, all things are possible, and since God is within us, all things are possible for us as well. In the book of Matthew, it says, with God, all things are possible. In the book of Mark, it expands, all things are possible to him who believes. But what is this creative power within us? It is our own wonderful human imagination. This is Christ in man. We are all imagination, and God is man, existing in us. The eternal body of man is the imagination, and this is Christ himself. When you say, I am, you are invoking the presence of Christ. Can you believe that you are now the person you wish to be, even if your senses and reason deny it? Can you imagine a scene that, if true, would imply the fulfillment of your desire? Certainly you can imagine it, but do you believe in its reality? If, in this very moment, I imagine myself in a particular state and dwell there, that's Christ, the resurrecting power of the universe. By dwelling in that state, I will bring it to life and manifest it in my world. But first, I must select and enter the state. Imagine what it would feel like if what you desired were true. Picture how your friends would react, how they would see you. If they are true friends, they would rejoice with you. This is how faith works. As it says in Corinthians, do you not realize that Jesus Christ is in you? Test yourself. I found that Christ is my own imagination. And because He dwells in all of us, everything is possible for everyone. Telling people who Christ is the power within themselves is the greatest help you can give. You could give them material things, but they would always need more. However, if they understand who they are, they won't need anything more. We are the operant power. I can tell you that your imagination is Christ, but unless you use it, it means nothing. If I truly believe this, I wouldn't go to sleep without feeling the reality of my wish fulfilled. This wish doesn't have to be for myself, it could be for others, because Christ dwells in all of us. Knowing this, you can guide others by asking them what they would feel if their desire were fulfilled. Live in the feeling of that wish being true. The founding fathers of America, as Robert Frost once said, didn't just believe in the future, they believed it in. They imagined ahead of their evidence. They believed in a democracy when there was none, and time didn't bring it to them, their belief did. They followed the scriptural precept: when you pray, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. If we believe that imagining creates reality, we should live in that state, confident that our desires will come to pass. If someone says, I once imagined it, but it didn't work, ask them what they are imagining now. If imagination creates reality, what are you imagining at this moment? What we dwell on, we bring into being. Even the unpleasant things in our world are creations of our imagination. Scripture says, I create the blessing and the curse. We must choose wisely. But we must also understand that there aren't two creators. There is one, our own imagination. So if I believe in this power, I will live by it. I won't worry about how my desires will manifest. I will trust in the power within me. For example, if you desire happiness in marriage, you don't need to know anyone eligible. You only need to decide what you want and imagine how it would feel if it were true. Wear the feeling like a ring on your finger, as if someone you admire placed it there. Don't dismiss this as mere imagination, because imagination is Christ, and Christ is reality. When you realize this, you understand that your imagination is the creator, and you can shape your life according to your desires. Imagine what you want, believe that it's already yours, and watch how it unfolds in the world. People may mock you or doubt you now, but in 5 years, when you're at the top, they might be working for you, completely forgetting that they once sat beside you. They heard the same things, but while you believed, they did not. So you moved ahead, and they stayed behind. That's the nature of life. There's only one creative power in the universe. The Bible calls this power God, Jesus Christ the Lord. There aren't two gods or two lords, just one Christ who dwells within us. This Christ didn't choose one specific man as the priesthood teaches. He didn't dwell only in one man. His goal was to save humanity. So He dwells in all of us. Let no one tell you that the Christ within you is different from the Christ within anyone else. If there is a Christ who isn't the one crucified within us, who rises within humanity, then that's a false Christ. Teachers who speak of an external Christ separate from us are teaching falsely. Christ is within us, and it is from within that He rises. You must test this yourself, push it to the limit, and see that Christ within you is your true hope for glory. The word I speak of is not just a sound, it has meaning. In the beginning there was meaning to everything, and that meaning was with God, and God was that meaning. There's a purpose and plan behind all things. God became one with us so that we and He are one. His incredible purpose is to take humanity and raise it to the level of God, so that man becomes God. That's the essence of life. God became man, so that man may become God. Tonight, don't just confine this understanding to yourself. Think of a friend. Without their consent or knowledge, lift them up. Maybe they are unemployed. Imagine them gainfully employed. Don't boast about it. Just quietly imagine it for them. One of my friends in Los Angeles did this when a man he knew was told he wasn't good at his job and was about to be fired. This man had no financial support outside of his job and had a family. My friend, without saying a word, imagined this man being praised for his work. Within 48 hours, the man's situation completely reversed. His superiors praised him for something he had done. Yet, even though things turned around, the blow left a mark, and he decided to quit, feeling uneasy about staying. He had no money, but he gave 2 weeks' notice. My friend, knowing he couldn't afford to be out of work, imagined him not only employed but earning 25% more at a new job. By the end of that second week, the man had a new job offer, starting immediately with a 25% raise. He didn't lose a single day's pay. What caused this change? It was my friend's loving use of imagination on his behalf. If he had walked in without that imaginal act, he would have been told there was no job available. But because the imaginal act preceded the event, the man received exactly what was imagined for him. The way people see you depends on how you see yourself. If you approach a situation believing you're no good, they'll see you that way. But if you walk in with the assumption that things are as you desire them to be, they'll see you as such. That's the secret to life. What greater claim can a person make than to claim they are God? When Jesus made that claim, people accused him of blasphemy, saying, "How can a man claim to be God?" But in the Gospel of John, Jesus responded, "Is it not written in your law? I said, you are gods." If the word of God called them gods, why do you doubt the one who has been anointed? Satan misleads the world into thinking that identifying with God is arrogant. Yet is there any greater claim than for a man to recognize his unity with God and live boldly in that truth? He doesn't flaunt it, but neither does he hide it. If he knows his imagination is God and he imagines something into reality, he understands the divine creative power. There's no need to boast, but also no need to feel ashamed. He rests in the knowledge that he is one with God. Imagine the power this could have on society. Changing one's self-perception could transform not only individuals but entire communities. As President Hoover once said, the rise and fall of ideas determines the rise and fall of men, nations, and communities. A person or community's self-respect matters more than material wealth, and without it, no amount of money will suffice. Backgrounds are irrelevant. You can trace anyone's lineage far enough back and find something they'd rather forget. Instead of dwelling on it, start right where you are. You don't need to pay anyone to uncover your family history, as true dignity comes from recognizing your connection with God. Instill this in your children and in your environment. True aristocracy is of the spirit, not of physical descent. We are all from God, and that's the only heritage that matters. By embracing this spiritual truth, one can be cleansed of any limiting beliefs tied to their earthly background. The true child of God is not a descendant by flesh, but one chosen by God, no matter their nation or origin. Dare to assume this divine identity, apply it in your life, and you'll see its reality unfold. If you remain faithful to this assumption, it will become fact. After all, imagination creates reality. As you stand on the threshold of your desires, it's essential to understand the profound power you hold within yourself. The journey toward manifesting your dreams begins with a single realization: you are not just a passive observer in your life. You are the creator, the artist of your own reality, wielding the brush that paints the canvas of your existence. Imagine for a moment that your desires are not distant dreams, but rather they are alive within you, waiting to unfold. The key to unlocking this reality lies in the belief that you must live as though your wish is already fulfilled. Let's delve into this concept more deeply. Imagine waking up each day not with a feeling of lack or yearning, but with the joyous knowledge that what you desire is already yours. This shift in perception is transformative. When you embody this mindset, you begin to attract circumstances that align with that fulfillment. It's not about waiting for the external world to change, it's about changing your internal state first. You must create an atmosphere of expectancy, a fertile ground for your desires to take root and flourish. Think of the stories you tell yourself. Are they filled with hope and possibility, or do they echo doubts and fears? The narratives you embrace shape your reality. If you persist in seeing yourself as someone who is always chasing their dreams, you remain in a perpetual state of pursuit, far removed from the joy of having those dreams realized. Shift the narrative. Envision yourself as someone who has already achieved what they desire. When you truly inhabit this perspective, the universe aligns with your newfound reality, responding to the energy you project. Every thought you entertain carries a vibration, a resonance that influences the world around you. It is a law as immutable as gravity. By living as if your wish is already fulfilled, you not only uplift your own state of being, but also send forth a frequency that invites your desires to materialize. This process is akin to tuning a radio. When you adjust the dial to the correct frequency, the music of your dreams begins to play. Consider the power of visualization. Picture a scene in which you are living your dream life. What do you see? What do you feel? Immerse yourself in the details. Imagine the sights, sounds, and sensations surrounding you. As you engage your senses, you create a powerful emotional charge that acts as a magnet for your desires. This is not mere daydreaming, it is a form of active creation. Your imagination is the gateway to your desires. It is through this portal that you can access the reality you wish to experience. However, this practice requires discipline. The mind has a tendency to wander, to entertain thoughts that are contrary to your desires. When you catch yourself falling into doubt or negativity, gently redirect your thoughts back to the vision of your fulfilled wish. Affirmations can be a powerful tool in this process. By declaring affirmations that resonate with your desired state, you reinforce the belief that you are already living in that reality. Think of affirmations as seeds planted in the garden of your mind. Each time you repeat them, you water those seeds, nurturing them until they blossom into your manifested reality. Speak your affirmations with conviction. Feel the truth of each statement resonate within you. As you do, you create an energetic shift that aligns your inner world with your outer desires. Your emotions play a critical role in this process. Emotions are the driving force behind your thoughts. When you align your emotions with your desires, you create a powerful synergy that accelerates manifestation. Cultivate feelings of gratitude, joy, and excitement, as if your wish has already come to pass. Gratitude is particularly potent as it raises your vibrational frequency and opens the door to receiving even more blessings. Every moment offers an opportunity to practice this way of being. Throughout your day, pause and ask yourself, how would I feel if my wish were already fulfilled? Let this question guide your thoughts and actions. As you cultivate this state of being, you begin to embody the energy of your desires, drawing them closer to you. Now let's address the concept of faith. Faith is the bridge between your current reality and the fulfillment of your desires. It requires trust in the unseen, the belief that what you wish for is already on its way to you. Faith is not passive, it is an active stance that propels you forward, even in the face of uncertainty. When doubts arise, reaffirm your faith. Remind yourself that the universe is conspiring in your favor, aligning circumstances and opportunities to bring your dreams to fruition. Every great journey is fraught with challenges, but these challenges are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. They provide you with the opportunity to strengthen your resolve, to deepen your faith, and to clarify your desires. Embrace each challenge as a gift, for it is through adversity that we often discover our true strength. When faced with obstacles, remind yourself to return to your vision, to the state of being in which your wish is already fulfilled. As you continue on this path, remember that the power of imagination is limitless. Your imagination can take you anywhere, and it is a direct reflection of your beliefs and desires. Spend time each day engaging in imaginative practices that align with your dreams. This could be through visualization, creative expression, or even journaling. By nurturing your imagination, you expand your capacity to receive what you desire. Additionally, take inspired action. While it is essential to cultivate a mindset of fulfillment, it is equally important to take steps toward your dreams. Action grounded in inspiration is powerful. When you feel a nudge to pursue an opportunity or to reach out to someone, trust that impulse. These moments of inspiration often carry the energy of your desires, guiding you toward the next steps on your journey. Living as if your wish is already fulfilled also invites a sense of surrender. Surrender is not about giving up, it is about releasing the need to control the outcome. Trust that the universe knows the best timing and path for your desires to manifest. This surrender allows you to flow with life, to embrace the present moment fully. When you are not fixated on the how or when of your desires, you open yourself to receiving them in unexpected ways. In this state of surrender, you begin to notice synchronicities, those magical moments when the universe seems to conspire in your favor. Pay attention to these signs, as they serve as confirmation that you are on the right path. Each synchronicity is a gentle reminder that your desires are unfolding, even if they are not yet visible in your current reality. As you immerse yourself in this practice, surround yourself with positivity. Seek out individuals who uplift and inspire you, those who share your vision of abundance and possibility. Your environment has a profound impact on your state of being. Engage with communities, books, and experiences that resonate with your desires. The more you immerse yourself in this positive energy, the more it becomes a part of your reality. Take moments each day to reflect on your progress. Acknowledge the steps you've taken and the small manifestations that have already occurred. Gratitude for these moments reinforces your belief in the process. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, as they are stepping stones on your journey toward greater fulfillment. Another important aspect of this practice is self-love. Embrace the understanding that you are deserving of all the good that life has to offer. When you honor yourself and your desires, you send a powerful message to the universe that you are ready to receive. Treat yourself with kindness, engage in activities that nourish your spirit, and acknowledge your worth. As you navigate this journey, remember that patience is vital. The unfolding of your desires may take time, but this time is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Trust the process and remain steadfast in your commitment to living as if your wish is already fulfilled. You are the architect of your reality, and your beliefs shape the world you inhabit. Challenge any limiting beliefs that arise. When thoughts of unworthiness or doubt creep in, confront them with love and understanding. Replace them with affirmations that reinforce your power as a creator. Ultimately, the journey of living as if your wish is already fulfilled is about transformation. It is about shifting from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. It is about embracing the truth that you are capable of manifesting your desires with grace and ease. The universe is a vast expanse of possibilities, and you have the power to tap into that limitless potential. As you move forward, commit to this practice wholeheartedly. Embrace each day as an opportunity to embody the essence of your fulfilled desires. Engage with life as a co-creator, collaborating with the universe to bring forth your dreams. Trust in your ability to manifest and know that you are supported every step of the way. The power to create the life you desire resides within you. It begins with a shift in perception, an unwavering belief that your wishes are already fulfilled. As you cultivate this mindset, align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires. Embrace your imagination, take inspired action, and surrender to the flow of life. In doing so, you will unlock the door to a reality where your dreams are not just distant visions but tangible experiences. You are capable, worthy, and deserving of living a life filled with abundance and joy. The journey may have its challenges, but each step brings you closer to the fulfillment of your desires. So as you step into this new way of being, remember you are the creator of your reality. Live each moment as though your wish is already fulfilled, and watch as the universe responds in kind. You are not just wishing for your dreams, you are embodying them, drawing them closer with every thought, every emotion, and every action. Your time is now. Embrace it. As you move deeper into this realization, consider the profound truth that everything around you is a reflection of your inner state. The world is a mirror, reflecting back the beliefs and emotions you hold within. If you find yourself surrounded by negativity or lack, take a moment to turn inward. What beliefs are you holding onto that may be creating this reality? It is a powerful act to confront and transform these beliefs, replacing them with those that support your vision of abundance and fulfillment. Visualization is a key tool in this transformative process. Picture a life where your dreams are a reality. What does it look like? How do you feel in this life? Engage all your senses as you create this mental picture. Imagine the warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of friends surrounding you, the feeling of accomplishment as you pursue your passions. The more vivid and detailed your visualization, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. This is crucial, as your subconscious is the driving force behind your beliefs and actions. By saturating it with images of your fulfilled desires, you align your actions with those beliefs, making it easier to attract what you truly want. Incorporate this practice into your daily routine. Set aside a few minutes each day to close your eyes and envision your ideal life. Allow the emotions associated with that life to wash over you. Feel the joy, the excitement, the peace that comes with knowing you are living your dreams. This practice not only reinforces your belief in the possibility of your desires, but also energizes your entire being, preparing you to receive what you have asked for. As you engage in this process, keep in mind the importance of taking responsibility for your reality. You are the captain of your ship, navigating the waters of life. If you find yourself in turbulent seas, recognize that you have the power to steer your ship toward calmer waters. This requires self-awareness and a willingness to make changes. Reflect on your thoughts and emotions throughout the day. Are they aligned with your desires, or are they rooted in fear and doubt? This practice of self-inquiry is vital for growth. By understanding your patterns, you can consciously choose to shift your thoughts and emotions toward what you wish to create. This process also involves cultivating resilience. The journey toward manifestation is not always smooth. There will be bumps along the way. Challenges and setbacks are part of the growth process, providing opportunities for learning and strengthening your resolve. When faced with difficulties, remind yourself of your vision and the belief that you are capable of overcoming obstacles. Each challenge is a stepping stone, leading you closer to your desires. One of the most significant obstacles many encounter is the tendency to focus on what is lacking in their lives. This habit can be insidious, creeping in during moments of vulnerability. It is essential to cultivate a mindset of gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Begin each day by acknowledging the blessings in your life, no matter how small they may seem. This simple practice can dramatically change your perspective, inviting more positivity and abundance into your experience. You may also consider journaling as a means to express your thoughts and emotions. Writing down your desires, your progress, and your feelings can help clarify your intentions and reinforce your commitment to living as if your wishes are fulfilled. Use your journal to reflect on your day, noting instances where you felt aligned with your vision or where you may have strayed from it. This reflective practice can enhance your self-awareness and keep you focused on your goals. In addition to self-reflection and gratitude, surround yourself with positivity. The company you keep influences your mindset and beliefs. Seek out individuals who uplift and inspire you, those who share your vision of abundance and possibility. Engage with communities that support your aspirations. Attend workshops, read books, or listen to podcasts that align with your journey. The more you immerse yourself in positive energy, the more it becomes a part of your reality. Another essential aspect of living as though your wish is already fulfilled is the act of giving. Generosity creates a flow of abundance in your life. When you give, whether it be your time, resources, or kindness, you signal to the universe that you are abundant and capable of receiving even more. This act of giving reinforces the belief that there is always enough to go around. As you practice generosity, pay attention to how it makes you feel. Often the act of giving fills us with joy and satisfaction, reinforcing the notion that we are not just receivers, but also contributors to the tapestry of life. When you engage in acts of kindness, you create ripples of positivity that return to you in unexpected ways. This is the law of circulation, and it serves as a powerful reminder that abundance is not a finite resource, but rather an ever-flowing river. You will also encounter the importance of consistency in this journey. The process of manifesting your desires is not a one-time event, but rather an ongoing practice. Commit to nurturing your beliefs, emotions, and actions daily. Establish routines that support your vision and reinforce your commitment to living as if your wish is already fulfilled. This could include meditation, visualization, affirmations, or engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. As you weave these practices into your daily life, you create a foundation of support that helps you stay aligned with your desires. Remember that consistency does not mean rigidity, it allows for flexibility and adaptation. Life is dynamic, and as you grow and evolve, so too may your desires. Be open to adjusting your vision as you gain clarity about what truly resonates with you. Your journey may also lead you to a deeper understanding of intuition. Intuition is a powerful guide that can lead you toward your desires. As you practice living as if your wish is fulfilled, become attuned to the subtle nudges and whispers of your inner voice. This voice often knows what is best for you and can guide you toward opportunities that align with your vision. Trust this inner wisdom and allow it to lead you on your path. In moments of uncertainty, remember the power of belief. Beliefs are not fixed, they can be reshaped and transformed. Challenge any limiting beliefs that arise. When negative thoughts surface, confront them with love and understanding. Replace them with affirmations that reinforce your power as a creator. The beliefs you hold about yourself and your abilities directly influence your reality. By consciously choosing empowering beliefs, you align your inner world with the outer world you wish to experience. As you cultivate this new mindset, it is vital to understand the role of alignment. Alignment occurs when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony with your desires. When you are aligned, you experience a sense of flow, where opportunities seem to present themselves effortlessly. This is the state of being that you want to cultivate. When faced with decisions, ask yourself if your choice aligns with your vision of fulfillment. If it does, take action with confidence. Remember, the universe responds to your energy. When you embody the feelings of fulfillment, gratitude, and joy, you radiate a frequency that attracts similar energies. Surround yourself with experiences that uplift your spirit. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. When you prioritize your well-being, you create a positive feedback loop that reinforces your ability to manifest your desires. Let's not overlook the significance of patience and trust. The journey of manifestation takes time. Trust in the process, knowing that your desires are being woven into your reality, even if they are not yet visible. Every step you take, every thought you nurture, contributes to the grand tapestry of your life. Sometimes it can be tempting to question the timing of your desires. You may wonder why certain things have not yet manifested or if you are doing something wrong. In these moments, remind yourself of the importance of patience. Growth takes time, and the seeds you have planted require nurturing to flourish. Trust that the universe has its timing and everything will unfold as it should. When doubt arises, return to your vision. Picture your desires as already fulfilled and allow the feelings associated with that fulfillment to fill your heart. This practice creates a sense of reassurance and confidence, anchoring you in the knowledge that your wishes are on their way to you. As you navigate this journey, remember the power of community. Share your dreams with those who support and uplift you. Engaging with like-minded individuals creates a sense of accountability and encouragement. Together, you can celebrate each other's victories and offer support during challenges. Participating in group settings, such as workshops or support groups, can enhance your manifestation journey. Surrounding yourself with individuals who share your aspirations creates a powerful synergy that amplifies your collective energy. Together, you can encourage one another to stay aligned with your desires, nurturing a community of abundance and possibility. In the midst of your journey, take time to honor your progress. Acknowledge how far you have come and the steps you have taken toward your goals. Celebrate your victories no matter how small they may seem. This practice of self-recognition reinforces your commitment to your desires and creates a positive momentum that propels you forward. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. The universe is a supportive force, always working in your favor. Trust that you are being guided and supported in your pursuit of fulfillment. Every step you take, every intention you set, contributes to the manifestation of your dreams. Your journey is uniquely yours. Embrace it with an open heart and a curious spirit. Allow yourself to explore the depths of your desires and be willing to take bold steps toward their realization. The path may be winding, but each twist and turn brings valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. As you continue to live as if your wish is already fulfilled, you'll notice a shift in your experience. Life begins to feel lighter, more vibrant. You become a magnet for the very things you desire. Opportunities present themselves in unexpected ways, and synchronicities abound. This is the beauty of living in alignment with your vision. The power to create the life you desire is within you. Embrace the belief that you are deserving of all the good the universe has to offer. Nurture your vision with love and intention, and trust that you are on the right path. With each step, you draw closer to the life you've always imagined. Allow your heart to be open to the magic of manifestation. Trust that the universe is conspiring in your favor, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your desires. Each day you have the opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to living as if your wishes are already fulfilled. Embrace this journey with joy, knowing that you are the architect of your reality and your dreams are within reach. As we conclude this exploration of living as if your wish is already fulfilled, let us carry forward the profound truth that you possess the power to shape your reality. The journey of manifestation is not just a destination, it is a continuous unfolding of your inner world that reflects outward into your life. Remember that every thought, every feeling, and every action you take is a building block in the creation of your dreams. You are not merely a passive observer in this world, you are a dynamic creator. Embrace the infinite possibilities that surround you and recognize that the life you envision is already yours to claim. Trust in the process. Remain committed to your vision and practice gratitude for the journey itself. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth. Every moment of doubt is a chance to reaffirm your belief in yourself, and every small victory deserves celebration. As you navigate this path, remember to stay connected with the energy of your desires. Allow your intuition to guide you and surround yourself with positivity and supportive communities that uplift you. The universe responds to your vibration, therefore, nurture a state of being that aligns with your dreams. Live each day with the conviction that your wishes are already fulfilled, and watch as your reality transforms in ways you never imagined. As you step into this empowered state of being, hold on to the understanding that you are deserving of all the good life has to offer. Your dreams are not distant fantasies, they are the natural outcomes of your beliefs and intentions. Embrace this truth and take inspired action toward your goals. Finally, always remember that you are not alone in this journey. The universe is a partner in your manifestation process, guiding you, supporting you, and bringing you closer to your desires with every step you take. Trust in the timing of your life and know that everything is unfolding as it should. So go forth with courage, with love, and with an unwavering belief in your ability to manifest your dreams. Live boldly, as if your wish is already fulfilled, and invite the magic of possibility into every moment. The life you desire is waiting for you. Embrace it fully, and step into your power as a creator of your own